Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On today's Focal Point, we talk about our first games. I'm RJ.
And sometimes I whistle while I work.
So you're saying this is work? Let's get to it.
Other times I pretend to whistle and have him superimpose a sound that sounds like me whistling.
On today's Focal Point, it's Wednesday the 19th, and we're going to be talking about our first games.
That's right.
Stroll down memory lane.
That's right.
I grew up when there was nothing but board games. Computer games were like, computer? Like, if you have $18 million, you moron.
I don't know. You were born in what, 78?
79.
79? Well, there were video games then.
Yeah.
He had television.
They were just going, but I didn't really grow up. I did grow up with Intellivision.
What was that
My
big...
aunt had an Atari.
What was the big computer game that was
Neo
mostly
Geo?
text?
The Wizards one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that was a precursor to me, but it was one of those things that I was just on the cusp. So I'm very thankful that video games came along, because board games are fun to a point.
Yeah, and then you just get annoyed with whoever you're playing with.
Video games are like movies, you can play. Yay! So anyway, I go back all the way back, to the Commodore 64, Intellivision, Atari. In fact, Atari was like the new kid on the block when I was first getting into video games. I remember getting an NES for Christmas from my dad, and my dad never bought me anything brand name or anything like this. I think his best friend convinced him that I should get one because he was going to get his son one or whatever. And he had me do this little, like, goose hunt. Like, I'd take a card, and it'd say something on the card, like, I don't know, it'd give me a clue to where else to look, and then I'd look, and there's another card, give me a clue. And finally I found it in, like, this old oven downstairs. It was like just an oven in storage. I opened it up, and there it was, in all its glory, like, oh, with a little zapper gun. Yeah, it was just like, and it was like, Christmas when you're a kid, it's like presents, and, but this, as soon as I got it, it was like, screw the rest of the presents. I'm hooking it up to the TV.
What was that, like
Mario and Duck Hunt, right?
That YouTube video of the N64 kid?
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, I died just what I wanted, oh my god.
Yeah, it was, I didn't even, I think I had a vague hope, but I didn't really expect it at all. It was like brand new. It was one of those just came out before Christmas, and I figured everybody would already have them all and whatever.
I remember with the N64 and Dad, I'm sorry about this, but we found Mario 64 and Wave Race underneath the car seat. So we're like,
there has to be something to play this on.
Yeah, I think we're getting an N64, but then we tried and convinced ourselves that it wasn't for us, it was for someone else.
Good grief, man! You got an N64 from your parents for Christmas?
1 year, yeah.
I bought my own damn N64. That's how old I am. That's how much difference I am. Oh, man. Anyway, N64 was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, but you buy that little extra package you stick in, and you get extra graphics.
Oh, yeah. What was that called?
I had to get it for Rogue Squadron, I think.
Yeah, that's what we had to get it for. So what was your first game?
Technically, my first game, that I remember is got to be an Intellivision, like Asteroids and, Ski. That was awesome. You can get it on Xbox Live now, so you can go play it and see what I'm talking about.
Right.
But Astro Smash was like my favorite. But there's also like Buzz Bomber, which I think is also on Xbox Live. So Intellivision, Frogger. And it had that stupid round
the
wheel
joystick
and the little buttons.
Yeah.
And I was so thankful that it wasn't the Pong setup, because that thing was crazy.
Yeah.
And I guess I grew up after that, so I didn't really, have too much experience with that. But Intellivision was the first. What yours was the N64, or did you have experience before that? Atari?
I was born in '83, man.
Okay, well, what was your first?
NES. Technically, I think. Well, okay. This is how it went down as far as my memory goes. My father got an NES way after NES, well, maybe not way after, but shortly after NES came out. And one of the first games that he got was Legend of Zelda. Love Legend of Zelda. And that's the first memory of the video game that I ever had. It was my father actually playing it. I would play it here and there, and I would say, "Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that," and Dad would try out whatever I suggest, and he would do it, So yeah, that started my whole fixation on Legend of Zelda, on Link and Ganon and all of them, because it was just a great game, just so fantasy driven. Outside of that, my aunt had Intellivision, and there was a lot of games that we played. Shark was a huge one. Used to love it. Used to start off as a tiny little fish, and you'd swim by, and then you'd have to eat a smaller fish, and then you'd grow, and then you'd have to eat a slightly bigger fish to grow, and then you'd have to avoid the sharks until you were big enough to eat the sharks. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Because I remember like Pitfall. My cousin had an Atari, and so Pitfall on that. That was pretty much the only game I wanted to play. I don't know why, because now I replay Pitfall, and it's like, this is annoying. It's really hard, too. It's ridiculously hard, because you can only jump like this, like one segment at a time. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even know, to this day, I don't know how I used to get through the alligators without it opening its mouth.
Right.
There's no time. Anyway.
But you did it before.
See, I have to back up, because I have to talk about the N64, or the Commodore 64. There was a G.I. Joe game that I loved. There was a game where you'd build your own game, but it was too complex for me, so that was really frustrating, because I think I built like a little seesaw game, but I couldn't do anything else at it. But Commodore 64, so it was a computer with those big floppy disks.
Right.
You stick it in, and
did you play? Was that one of the ones that took?
G.I. Joe took forever to load.
Oh, what was it? It was
for each battle.
The Western one, the
Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I played Oregon Trail in school, actually.
I think we did too.
We had one of the first Macintosh computers on the block, and I don't know why. It was a private school, but private schools actually in our area, in my experience, get the last of everything, because it's all funded by the parents. There's no government funding or anything.
Right.
So somebody gifted us Apple computers, like Apple IIs or whatever, and we played Oregon Trail, and that was a great game. In fact, they just redid it not too long ago.
Oh, yeah?
I think you can get on Xbox Live, but it's mostly a PC game, I think. But redone graphics and whatever. But it's the same thing. It's like you buy ammo and you buy food and you try to make it through the winter, whatever.
Yep.
You go hunting and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. It's now. Going back to that, you feel so constricted and like there's nothing to do or whatever. But back then it was just wow, I can
so
make
expansive.
Choices. Yeah. I don't have to just sit here. Wow.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Wow.
And boy, load times. Like you guys complain about load times being like a minute or something. Good grief. Like I was saying, my G.I. Joe, my Commodore 64. Every time you choose your good guy, right? And then they'd show a shot of the base, like the G.I. Joe base, and then you'd have this little transport come out, and it would very slowly move along, like literally.
Well, back then it was so fast.
Fast forward, it would go off screen. No, it wasn't. It was still slow.
So fast.
Like literally 10
going too fast, I can't keep up.
10 minutes, and you do this little battle, you have a gun and a melee attack or whatever. It was literally just like little 8-bit, 16-bit. Actually, I think it was 16-bit for Commodore 64. Anyway, and then 3 minutes of joy, and then back to like 15 minutes of waiting.
Yeah. Well, again, mine was Legend of Zelda, and
I love that game.
Oh, that game is so amazing. I still play it to this day. The original.
I haven't for a long time. But
it's a great game. Because you forget where the blue ring is, or the red ring, or you forget where the blue candle is, and then you just remember, and then you say, "Oh, which bushes can I burn down?"
Yeah. Yeah, to get the secrets or to make your own path. And
yeah.
That also brings me back to, the old games, they're really hard. 3 continues on Mario. You think, Mario, big deal. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. It takes you forever. Like, I think to this day, I don't know if I've ever beaten the first one. Because I always get to the last world.
Right.
And I always get to like the last level, and you have no lives left,
and then you die,
and you get like one fireball or what. It's so hard. It's like a Bit Trip Runner, kind of hard.
Oh wait, I think I remember that. Yeah.
No, well, I'm saying that's a new game. I'm just trying to relate.
Oh, Bit Trip Runner.
Yeah, that's where he's moving, and you have to do things while it's like
then I was
stop.
Okay, I was thinking of something else.
Lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Die a lot. But this one, you only had three continues.
Yeah.
Although you could, cheat and do a 2-player and then like just switch to Luigi.
Right.
Because you start learning the timing or whatever. But yeah, and we used to leave our Nintendos on overnight.
Yeah, because
you can't really
save it. So you just leave it on so you can pick it up again tomorrow.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, Zelda was probably... What was your favorite old game? Like from the NES, I guess.
It's Legend of Zelda. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I think that would probably be mine too. Although I had a lot of joy at a Contra.
Oh, I didn't have a lot of joy at a Contra.
Rush and Attack. Rush
in.
Attack. Rush and Attack. It's just an N. That was awesome.
I liked Contra and I liked Bionic Commando growing up.
Pro Wrestling.
Pro Wrestling was fun.
The Starman.
Yeah.
And the green one.
The green one.
Yeah, he was almost like a Blanca.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, totally. Fun stuff.
But yeah, absolutely Legend of Zelda. A lot of people don't like the second one, Adventures of Link, as much as the first one. I liked it because it was different, but it was...
I'm one of those people. I think the first one's way better.
I think that they were different, and I definitely like the second one probably more, simply because A, you can level up, and B, you can side scroll, and being able to jump added a new kind of dimension to fighting. Like when you're fighting the horse head, you kind of have to jump up and hit him in his head. Oh, that was great.
Oh, see, and then we get into like Mega Man, which is also really hard.
Oh yeah, Mega Man was freaking hard. I think Mega Man X was easier than Mega Man.
That's our little trip down memory lane.
Oh yeah,
we can keep talking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Legend of Zelda was it for me. That was the first game and the best game, and I'm still attached to it and the whole series. Love it. Yeah. I want to get Ocarina of Time for the 3DS.
All right, see you later. Duck hunt. There's that stupid duck. That stupid dog.
Yeah, stupid dog. The dog was worse than the duck.
Ah, yeah. Stop laughing at me, you pooch.
You always want to shoot the dog, but they never let you. You know what? They should do a game. They should do a game where all you do is you ignore the ducks, and when he comes up, you just shoot the dog.
See you next week. Coming up, the movie Trick or Treat.
You gotta reload your gun.
Yeah. I don't have to do anything, buddy.
Yeah, you do.
You're fired. I have to breathe, I guess. Actually, I don't have to. Again, I don't have to. I don't have to do anything.
Well, you have to die.
Maybe not. I don't know. I've never done it. So on today's focal point, we just thought we'd take you down a memory lane, or our memory lane, our lanes of memory. We'll talk about our first game.
That's right.
All right, let's start.
No, that was good.
No.
Okay.
On today's Duel review, we beg you to sign a petition to kill U-Bowl. You don't know who U-Bowl is?
No.
He's the director of Blood Rain.
Oh yeah,
Far Cry,
yeah, I'm sorry.
Blood Rain 2.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I had successfully forgotten him.
There literally is a petition. Actually, maybe there is one to kill him, but there's a petition to get U-Bowl to stop directing. I doubt it'll do any good, but it makes you feel a little better. Today is Wednesday the 19th, and on today's focal point, we're going to be talking about our first games. And just what we remember. Of course, I don't know, how old are you? This won't be on here, we have to start. How old are you?
28. I was born in 83.
Do you even know what a board game is, Nick? Do you know what a board game is?
I used to play Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons was a board game?
Was originally, yeah.
Huh?
Was originally, yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like the, let's play Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm a thief, and then you have a story told to you.
Who's old now? Or young now? Whatever.
I'm old.
Yeah, but I knew that Dungeons and Dragons was a board game.
Well, I knew it too, but I thought you were too young to... Monopoly? Was that on the N64?
I think it was, actually.
I used to play Monopoly on the original NES all the time. I was a lonely child.
And Jeopardy.
I didn't play that.
I think Jeopardy was on SNES.
How do they play Jeopardy? You pretty much get to the point where you know everything on the game. Anyway.